Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillin, the man who vacated his belt at Lee 1. We are making the rounds here on ESPN.com. Jim Basketball alongside Brian Campbell. It's the PBC card that includes Danny Garcia against Lamont Peterson. Let's bring in Andy Lee. Andy, who's been kind enough to take some time out of his schedule. Andy, thanks for joining us. Jim Basketball here. You claimed the title by way of a 6-round TKO. What did that win mean for your career?
Well, at that stage, you know, fighting Korobov was make or break for me, really. And it was fighter. It was my last fought for a title in 2012 was unsuccessful, and it took me a long time to get back to that level. And it meant everything to me because losing that fight, it would have been really the end of my hopes of being a world champion. So, like I said again, at the age of 30, back to that level, to try and fight with my way back up the rankings to get another shot. So it was everything. That fight was make or break.
You know, Andy, it was also your second straight come-from-behind win via the knockout. What does that say about your mental toughness to literally fight through a bout that at times isn't going your way?
Well, you know, yeah, they were both tough fights, but at no stage in the Jackson fight I was dropped pretty heavily in the first round, first time in my career. And I got up and fought my way back in, and it was a very tough fight, but I KO'd him. And the same with Korobov. I was losing. They had me losing every round, but I thought the longer it was going, the more I was growing into the fight and becoming more comfortable. And I could see the expression on his face was changing the longer the fight was going, and I was getting stronger and he was getting more timid. And it just proves that I have a great resolve, and I believe in myself, and I know that with my power that to exchange, and if I connect at the right time with the right punch, I can knock anybody out. So it gives you a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of confidence in myself going into any fight.
Andy, Brian Campbell here. You had a special relationship, of course, with your late trainer, Hall of Famer Emmanuel Stewart. What would his reaction have been to you winning that world title?
I think he would have felt vindicated because for a long time, especially early in my career when me and Manuel together, he'd always tell people when he'd introduce me to people and nobody knew who I was. He'd say, "This is Andy." You know, people used to like, yeah, you know, we'll see. And you know, finally winning that title meant a lot to me because it meant that I made his words come true and proved him right after all those years. He's still right, and it meant a lot to me to do that. As much as it meant for me to do for myself, some part of it meant a lot to me.
Andy, you'll be facing an unbeaten former titleist in Quillin, of course. What makes him such a difficult challenge?
Peter Quillin is a good fighter. He's a good athlete. And, you know, he can punch and he can box. His athleticism, I would say, is his best attribute. Also, his power and his punch selection. But I think it's a very evenly matched contest. We both have strengths. Game plan, and the better on the night will win the fight. It's, you know, I think it's an intriguing fight for people out, for neutrals to watch the fight. Me now the champion, him the former champion, and you know the winner of this fight will be up there in the top 1 or 2 middleweights in the world. It will be me down the line. And the winner.
When you look at this clash of styles on paper, will it be more important for you to be the boxer or the puncher in this fight?
I think a little bit of both. That when and I'm looking forward to showing people that I can box it. After my last 2 fights, people may get the wrong impression of me. You know, this come from behind. I've seen the quotes, a Toro Gatti type of guy, but and that's great to be even said next to that. You know, Gatti, who's a legend. But I pride myself on being a technical boxer, and I hope and look to do that against Quillin. Dig down and fight with him, and then when the time comes, let him feel my power because I'm punching extremely hard at the moment, and I think I got a good chance of a knockout if I land the right punch.